I am certainly sure that UEFA will regret that the match between Bayern Munich and PSG was played at the semi-final stage. This is the kind of game that you mostly reserve for the finals of the UCL. It is the kind of game that, regardless the kind of team that you support, you pay thousands or hundreds of euros or pounds just to go and watch for the pure entertainment it provides. This game was hyped, and I can certainly say that it really lived up to the hype. PSG just beat Bayern 5-4 in the first leg encounter of the UCL semi-finals at the Parc des Princes. If you compare both teams, they are both exciting to watch. PSG, as we all know, are known for their good and technically gifted players, from defense to midfield and right to their attack. They are all press resistant, they are highly mobile, they are intelligent on the ball, and they score a lot of goals. Luis Enrique has built his team to be highly press resistant. And on the other hand, we have the Bayern team and the Kompany, who are known for being highly vertical. They are very direct, depending heavily on their creative but also technically gifted wingers. So it was obvious that we were going to have a goal galore, and I wasn't surprised. I was never surprised that the game ended 5-4. It could certainly have even ended in somewhere around 6-6 or even 5-5 if both teams had not been wasteful. I think what really went wrong today for Bayern was the absence of their coach, Kompany. They did their best, but in football, there is something you call the 12th man. Sometimes you may encounter difficult situations and you look out for inspiration. If you look towards your bench and you know that you have your manager or your coach strongly behind you, fighting for you, it gives you a morale or a boost to go ahead and fight. And today that was missing for Bayern. But despite that, I am proud of them for how they showed great resilience and character. Whilst watching the game when it was 5-2, I was one of those who were like, oh, this game is certainly gone. But to come back, to put two back and make it 5-4 has given them a great advantage going back to the Allianz Arena for the second leg. For PSG, they've been great all season the UCL. And coming to this game, they made a clear statement against Liverpool that, hey, we are not in to play. No, we might actually win the UCL for the second time in a row. And if there is a team that I believe could do the repeat after Real Madrid, I believe certainly that this PSG team has the potential to make it happen. Yes, they just have to work a bit on their character, because they shouldn't have allowed Bayern Munich to come into the game when it was 5-2. They should have killed it or even defended it to let it the game end over there. But maybe they were overconfident, they became complacent, and they allowed them to come into the game. But I'm sure that going forward, they will learn their lessons. To Bayern Munich, another issue they faced in this game was the defense. Kompany has built a team to be very direct, and also they play a very high line because of the kind of pressing, and the pressure they always want to put on their opponent. But you cannot do this without having mobile defenders who are very pacey or who are very fast on the counter attack. And today, Upamecano and Tah couldn't deal with the intelligent movement of Dembele, Doué, and Kvaratskhelia. These guys were intelligent in their movement, and you could see that it really caused a lot of problems for the Bayern defense. One ball over the top, and the defense were confused as to how to go about things, how to approach the attack of PSG. And that was what resulted in almost all the goals of PSG today. Fortunately for them, they will have Vincent Kompany back next week, and I'm sure that he will be able to deal with this. If they're able to deal with that defensive issue of Upamecano and the entire, then I'm sure that they might progress to the next stage. This game is far from over. If you're a football fan or if you're watching football for long, I'm certainly sure that you know that, hey, this game is not a done deal for PSG. No. anything can happen. They can go to the Alliance Arena and Bayern will progress. And if Bayern don't solve their defensive issues, they might actually receive the surprise of their life. Today, PSG could have done their worst, but they allowed Bayern into the game. And I'm sure they will go back to reflect and see how they've let themselves down. Nevertheless, it's an opportunity for them to go away and exert the pressure on who they truly are. A player who stood out for me in this leg was Kvaratskhelia. Sometimes it's painful that you cannot run campaign for a certain players just because of their names. Because this guy has been so great. He has been remarkable. He has been incredible. He has been excellent from his days at Napoli. Last season, he did very well. Although Dembele had a great season, but I'm sure the reason why Dembele had a great season was because of Kvaratskhelia. But due to his name, assuming you're on Twitter, you're on X, you want to write hashtag Kvaratskhelia, you now have to go to Google and check how to spell his name and type. Come on, some parents too, you have to try for your kids. Give them some simple names that in case they are doing something great, we can all support and root for them. All jokes aside, he really stood out today. That guy is full of, I see him as like a football engine. Yes, he is full of energy, aggression for the kind of player he is, and technically also good. PSG have a real gem in their hands, and today he showed why he was highly rated at Napoli. Yes, Kvaratskhelia, that's the man. Dembele was good, and I'm sure he even won the man of the match. But for me, my man of the match goes to him. For Bayern Munich, they were wasteful today. Olise has had a phenomenal season, but this game, although he scored, I believe he could have done better. And the next leg, if Bayern is to progress, I certainly believe that Olise has to up his game. Diaz did very well. That goal he scored was very beautiful. And I'm sure it will be in contention for one of the goals of the season in the UEFA Champions League. The technique to control that ball in the air and redirect it to the right and score that goal was amazingly done. And kudos to him. It's unfortunate that they had to lose the first leg. But as I said, this game is far from over. And I'm sure that if they go back to solve the defensive issues they've been having this season, they can progress. You cannot continue to try to outscore every opponent. No, Bayern, it doesn't always work like that. Sometimes in situations like this, you just have to score 1, 2, 3 and not concede, just qualify. But always trying to outscore the opponent might backfire if you meet somebody who is defensively sound and will not give you the chance to score a lot against them. So Bayern Munich, if they are serious about qualifying and win this season Champions League, Vincent Kompany has to talk to his guys and try to find solutions to their defensive issues. Aside that, I would say that both teams did incredibly well. They lived up to their expectations. This game was worth watching, and I'm sure if it is being played 10 times, those who watch this game will still pay and watch it over and over and over and over again. So kudos to both teams. It's unfortunate that tomorrow we have to witness a great haram ball between the two haram coaches, Diego Simeone and Mikel Arteta. And it keeps me wondering, you these guys, if you qualify for the finals, whether Atletico Madrid or Arsenal, what are you going to do in the final? What are you going to do? If PSG qualifies, they will kill you. They will massacre you. If Bayern also qualifies, they will massacre you. If you had your way, I think you should just write a letter to UEFA that, hey, we are sorry. We are the one who came that you want to play the UEFA Champions League. But with the way PSG and Bayern are playing, we've given up. Oh, you better go and do that. Else, in that final, regardless of whoever they meet, they will struggle. So, Arsenal and then Atletico Madrid, you better start playing something better before you meet either PSG or Bayern, else you really struggle. Guys, who was your man of the match? What do you think went wrong for Bayern Munich today, do you think that it's still open and they stand a chance of qualifying for the finals of the UCL? Let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you're watching for the first time, and give me a follow if you're watching on TikTok. Take care of yourselves, and until I see you again, ciao.